together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. Today, is it Wednesday? It is. It's Wednesday, March 3rd is what it is. So, yes, welcome, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. So, this is Ed Kowalczyk, right? If you don't know who Ed Kowalczyk is, he was the lead singer of Live, who just got back together again, by the way. Actually, that was like a few years ago. And actually, you guys, you're probably like, who's Live? They sung the song Lightning Crash. Everybody knows Lightning Crash. But my office is a mess. I don't get to show this off very often. I had to meet Ed Kowalczyk in St. Louis, and I actually bought this. This is a Lightning Crash written out. Got his signature there, his thumbprint. This is probably out of everything I own, this is probably something that I love the best. My only regret was I was drunk and I yelled at him. All right. That's not the biggest celebrity I've yelled at. It's not. I told Simon Cowell to fuck off once. He was a dick. All right, guys, let's get to this. Comments. Good morning. That must be William. Good to see you, Willie. Hope you're having a good day, man. And then, of course, guys, if you're here, please say hello. Let me know you're here. I probably have the quietest following ever, but I do. If you have a topic, let me know. I would be happy to do what I can to bring it up, talk about it. A couple things here. All right. I may move this back to 9 when people start showing up. Right, William? That might be too early for you. All right. So I had to pull some other things together, and I was going to read out a daily reflections, but we did it during the meeting. I'm a little wore out on selfishness and self-centeredness, even though we're probably going to talk about it here. So I have begun to understand myself better since I have come to the program. One of the most important things I have learned is that opinions are not facts. Okay? Just because I have an opinion doesn't make it true. Right? And we all know the saying, here it comes, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and it usually stinks, right? Because maybe it doesn't align with what you think on it. So are you okay with listening to other people's opinion and being able to walk away without really adding any emotion to it, right? But what if that opinion affects your life directly, right? Even though it's not going to happen, it's still going to create fear. Just because I feel that a thing is so doesn't necessarily make it so. Men are not worried by things, wrote the Greek philosopher Epictetus, but by their idea about things. So men are not worried about things, but by the idea about things. Okay. When we meet with difficulties, becoming anxious or troubled, let us not blame others, but rather ourselves. That is, our ideas about things. Do I believe that I can never entirely lose what I have learned during my recovery? Yes. Yes, that's the thing. Just because we don't utilize those habits anymore doesn't mean that they're not there. Right? They don't entirely go away. Okay? It is how you're made up. Okay? This is about what to utilize when certain things come up. and knowing which tool to use in which situation. Okay. The other thing is I don't want to entirely forget that. Why? Because I don't want to repeat it, right? I'm reading out How It Works, page 66. I know better. I have an obsession with eating ice, guys. It actually helps with my anxiety. That's why I chew a lot of ice. Keeps me, yeah. I don't know why. Just a little trick I use. So if you have anxiety, try chewing ice, man. I don't know what it is. Just keep it. All right. It is plain that a life which includes deep resentment leads only to futility and unhappiness. To the precise extent that we permit these, do we squander the hours that might have been worthwhile? So maybe we're going through something, right? And we start coming up at the what ifs. I can reflect on code. Don't hold it in. What I learned from. Okay, yeah. I always reflect on comments. Don't hold it in. Yeah, and that's a very good point, William, because God talks to other people. Okay, and maybe I don't agree with somebody's opinion. Okay, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't listen. And even when people come to me and they're pissed at me or whatever, that Dion, you did this, I am still listening. Because if there is something in there that I can change, it doesn't matter what they're going through. I'm going to change it. Period. That's how I live my life now. Okay? That's what's fantastic about the 10th step. It gives you the right to be wrong. Use it. I already used it today. I had to do a 10th step before I came on here. Because I was wrong about something and I assumed something. Okay? So I had to make that correction. Man, some people didn't like hearing that. They ran. I went down to 1. I was at 5. Sorry. But with the alcoholic whose hope is maintenance and growth of a spiritual experience, this business of resentment is infinitely grave. We found it is fatal. You know what fatal is? Dead. Fatal is dead. For when harboring such feelings, we shut ourselves off from the sunlight of the spirit. The insanity of alcohol returns and we drink again. And with us, to drink is to die. Maybe you didn't physically die, but spiritually, man. And then you have to live with that. And now you got AA in your head. Have you ever tried drinking on a head full of AA? There's nothing worse than a head full of fucking AA and a belly full of booze. It's torture. If we were to live, we had to be free of anger. The grouch and the brainstorm were not for us. They may be the dubious luxury of normal men, but for alcoholics, these things are poison. All right. And even then, I have found that they are not the dubious luxury of other men. They are not. I meet other men all the time going through the same stuff that I'm going through, and they are non-alcoholic. Why? Anger. Anger runs in almost every man I've met. I do get upset. I do get annoyed, but I don't get angry anymore. And I'll tell you why. Because when I get angry, my heart rate goes up. And when my heart rate goes up, that's bad news for Dion. Okay? There are people out there and they say feelings won't kill you. And I'm going to beg to differ on that one, guys. All this resentment and all this shit that I'm talking about right now, even take away the alcohol, okay? This shit right here gave me a heart attack at 42, okay? Yes, your anger can do things like give you a heart attack, a stroke. When we turned back to our list, for it held the key to the future, we were prepared to look at it from an entirely different angle. We had begun to see that the world and its people really dominated us, and we allowed this. We allow other people to dominate us. We were prepared to look at it from an entirely different angle. We began to see that the world and its people really dominated us. Hello, Dion. In that state, the wrongdoers of others, fancy to rule, had the power to actually kill. How could we escape? We saw that these resentments must be mastered, but how? We could not wish them away any more than alcohol. We're going to do the same thing that we did with alcohol. We're going to give it to God. This was our course. We realized that the people who wronged us were perhaps spiritually sick. We can understand that, right? We can understand spiritual sickness. So we're going to bring a little empathy into this. Not sympathy, but empathy. Okay? Empathy is understanding, but not bringing the emotions into it. Makes sense? I can understand where you're coming from, right? Like maybe somebody broke their leg and they're in pain. Maybe you never broke your leg, but you understand that kind of pain. Empathy. Though we did not like their symptoms, did you like our symptom? Do you think people loved our symptoms? Well, I have a feeling that tolerance and love is coming up. Like their symptoms and the way they disturbed us, like ourselves, were sick too. All right. Now I'm going to bring up another thing. All right. Usually when I see something in somebody else that I don't like, guess who's doing it? Me. So all your opinions about other people, start applying it to yourself. You know what? That motherfucker over there, you doing it. Wait a minute. Am I doing that? I am doing that. That's what's so fucking cool about the program. If it has to do with you, you can change it. You want control. You've been begging for control, but we give you control and you don't want to fucking do anything with it. Make up your damn mind, you drunk, would you? We ask God to help us show us the same tolerance, pity, and patience that we were given freely. I know that's not what it says. It says in patience that we would cheerfully grant a sick friend. I'm sorry, but I never cheerfully granted that shit to a sick friend. So for me, it's, what was given to me freely. That I can attach with, right? When a person offended us, we said to ourselves, this is a sick man. How can I be helpful to him? God save me from being angry. Thy will, not mine, be done. Okay? Take a serious look at it. This is your life you're dealing with. Okay? Okay, so we avoid that. God save me from being angry. Okay? Even it's stigma. Let's go with stigma. Oh, we got to fight stigma. We got to fight stigma. I do not fight stigma. Okay? And I'm not going to. I will educate, but I will not fight it. Okay? Because you fight somebody with stigma, guess what you got? A fight. And I'm not doing that. Whether my opinion is correct or not. Why do you feel that way? Something must have happened to them. Okay? My mother-in-law hates me because I'm an alcoholic. She says, no, he'll never change. He'll never, and she just doesn't believe it. I've tried to educate. She don't want it. So I stay away. We avoid retaliation and argument. Period. We avoid it. We wouldn't treat sick people that way. If we do, we destroy our chance of being helpful. We cannot be helpful to all people, but at least God will show us how to take a kindly and tolerant view of each and every one. May I learn to sort out realities from my ideas about those realities. If you get mad, take 10 seconds, man, and think about it. Think about it honestly and run the serenity prayer through your head. May I understand that situations, things, even people take on the colors and dimensions of my attitudes about them. All right. Today I'll remember to sort the real from the unreal, right? What's fantasy and what isn't? You know, you do. And if you don't, go ask somebody that does. That's okay too. All right, guys. William and I will be back for the daily reflection tomorrow. This was a rough one. It's not easy always talking about this stuff. I'm going to be honest, a lot of times people don't want to hear it. So, but that's how it works, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I found out yesterday in a meeting that it doesn't matter because there are still people listening. I know that they are. I'm going to tell you guys something. I love every single one of you. I was thinking about that today, and the words I love you are the words I say the most in my life now. And I love it. Peace out, guys. Have a day. William, we'll see you in 40 minutes, brother. Bye, guys.